your teenage years are some of the most important years of your life. The second half of your life reflects the habits accumulated in the first half. What this means is that if you continue down the path that you're currently heading towards, whether you're smoking, drinking, fapping, doing all these sorts of negative habits, if you continue to do these things, you will 100% fail in life. The good news is today, I will show you some of the most important tips for you to become the best version of yourself. So strap on your belt and let's get straight into today's video. So, 10 tips to make you successful in your 20s. The earlier you start, the better. Whether it be in the gym, with business, or any positive habit, the earlier you start, the better. So I want to give you a little story about myself. So this is me when I was 15, 16, and this is me now. Some of the best things about starting the gym early is the fact that at this point in time, I don't look my age. I feel so much more confidence than somebody else my age, because I know for a fact when I was 15, 16, I was in the gym pumping iron. And one thing that really motivates me now to continue to go to the gym is the fact, a couple of days ago, for example, a guy came and he knocked on my door. And it was a door-to-door salesman. He was asking me, basically, is anybody over 30 here? All this, that, and the third. And obviously, like, no, I'm 20. He was like, you're 20? I was like, yeah, bro. He was like, bro, I'm 19. Look at your bill. And I was like, oh my days, because for me, I won't even lie, some of my brain is a little bit rotted from TikTok, because I'm seeing almost every single other person have an amazing physique. But when you actually take a physique like mine to the general public, like, not trying to be egotistical or prideful, but when you take my physique to the general public, it's actually pretty well. Because the general public has not been training for the past 5 years. I have been training for the past 5 years. So what does that mean? The experience that I've built up, I'm reaping rewards now. And the best part about this is that I'm still going to keep going to the gym. And life is far from over. I'm going to be reaching 10 years in the gym, 20 years in the gym. How will I look at that point in time? How will I look after 10 years of me saying, yes, I've consistently gone to the gym for 10 years? What will my physique look like? So the reason why I'm saying this to you is because the earlier you start, the better. The earlier you start in business, the better. The earlier that you start with a skincare routine, the better. The earlier that you start reading, the better. All these sorts of things, you want to get in as early as possible, because at the ages where you're like 13, 14, 15, all the way up to 20, 13 to 20, because I'm even 20 now, and I'm still adding on more positive habits, because the whole point is, as I said before, with this quote over here by, I'm not even going to try to say his name, but you can see the name. The quote that he said is, the second half of a man's life is made up of the habits he acquired in the first half. So which means is that you want to put on as many positive habits from now until you get to the latest stage of your life. Because when you're older, even today when I was inside of the sauna, I was talking to a guy named Alex. I've been having a nice conversation. He's a 40-year-old. He said that the country he's from, I'm not going to try to say the country, but he said that it's near Ukraine, or maybe it's a city near Ukraine or something like that. And he said that he came to the UK when he was 20 years old. When he started, he was like a professional horseman or something like that. And now he has his own construction company. So I was having a great conversation, and one thing that he was talking about is him and his sister was talking about his sister going on vacation, and he said to her, and she said to him that she wants to go skiing in Switzerland, and he said, how are you going to go do skiing now? Look, you're getting older, be careful, because now that we're older, we don't want to injure ourselves, this, that, and the third. And when I heard this, I found it funny, because it's actually so true. When you are older, you are capped on what you can do. When you are younger, you're basically a superhero. You have infinite recovery. You can do almost everything. The amount of times this guy over here, which is a younger version of me, got injured from ego lifting, and I'm still able to lift today. Sure, I have some injuries which are still with me. For example, like I have pretty bad elbows and knees, pretty bad hand. My hand's been injured for like a couple months now. However, I'm still recovering. This is not hindering me from actually going to the gym and going as hard as I possibly could. So the whole point is that the earlier that you start, the better. Because let's say you're 20 now and you feel like the world is over. And this is one thing about humans. We feel like if we've missed out, it is over. That it's completely over. But it is never, literally, it is never over. There's a saying that the man who thinks the journey is complete is the man that's truly lost. Basically saying that no matter what in life, it is a never-ending journey of personal development. It's a never-ending journey of self-improvement. Every single day that you are alive is a day you can learn. There is never a cap on how much you can learn. You can continue to learn. You can continue to do better. What that means is, the earlier you get in it, the better. Because why would you ever wait till you're 50 to start reading, when you can start reading from the age of 13 and never lose that habit? And now when you are 50, you are so knowledgeable, people just want to sit down and listen to you talk, because you've read thousands and thousands of books that you actually implemented into your life. Why not make that your goal? That is what you should be striving towards. And if the whole point is the earlier you start, the better. The majority of entrepreneurs that you see, they've gotten very early. You hear a lot of them say, I've been business-minded from young. And that's the truth. Even, for example, with me, I was business-minded from young. From about 15, 16, from about 13, 14, I always knew I wanted to be in some sort of business. Then I got to around 15 and I actually started doing shoe reselling. Then I got to 16, I started a clothing brand. Then I got to where I am now, which is doing e-commerce, and now I'm on YouTube trying to do content creation. Because this type of things, when you start, the earlier you start, the better. And the thing about it is that you also want to get in as many failures as possible. Because you don't want it to get to the stage where you're like 20, 30, 40, where you're like 40, 50, 60, where you can't really fail. If you get into business at 40, you can't really fail, because if you do fail, especially if you have a family, there's too many responsibilities. And when you have all those responsibilities, it will actually draw you away from wanting to start. Because you'll be too scared. Not even like you'll be too scared, because it's actually the responsible thing to do. Because you have responsibilities. If you're a father with children and a wife, you can't really risk all of your income for the opportunity of you starting a business. You can't really do that. Because if you do that and it goes to dust, well, now you and your family are stranded. However, when you are 13, 14, 15, up to 20, even up to your 30s, yeah, if you are living by yourself or living with your parents, or you don't have any large responsibilities, you should start. And the thing about it is that the earlier that you start, the better. Don't wait till next year. I'm going to tell you another story about people with going to the gym. A lot of people will say they're going to start going to the gym in January the 1st. And they are saying this, for example, in July. Why wait till January? How many months is that? I think that's another 5 to 6 months. No, 6 months, yeah, 6 months. July up to January, yeah. Another 6 months until you start going to the gym. Because you're waiting for January? Why? Why not start tomorrow? Why not literally get the membership today and start from tomorrow? Even if it's early in the day, get the membership in the morning and go to the gym in the afternoon. It's possible for you to do that. Why not do these things? Because people like to procrastinate. And procrastinating is the thief of joy. Well, obviously there's also a comparison, but I think procrastination is also the thief of joy. Because every single time you procrastinate, and procrastination is also the thief of success. Because every single time you procrastinate, you are basically also disrespecting yourself. And I know every single time I procrastinate, I subconsciously just feel a sense of disrespect towards myself, because I know I should be doing something. But I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just sit here and just scroll on my phone. I'd rather just waste my time on doing something that I know I should not be doing. And subconsciously, I'm attacking myself. I can just feel myself just saying, no, this is not what you should be doing. And every single human feels like that. It's just that some people just don't listen to it. They will still feel the emotion, but they just won't listen to it. And the issue of this is that you will never become successful with that type of mindset. I meant when looking back 2, 5, or perhaps 10 years later, that the value of good habits and the costs. What was I even trying to say? When one looking back 2, 5, let me just paraphrase it. So when looking 1, 2, 5, or 10 years later into the future, that is only then when you can see the true value of good habits and the cost of bad habits that's how they become strikingly apparent. So what that means is you will never know how good going to the gym is until you actually go to the gym. And obviously, you will be able to know because you can see from other people, and you can see from other people's testimonies. People can tell you that, yes, going to the gym is very good for you. However, you yourself will never know the benefits of going to the gym until you actually go to the gym. If you never go to the gym, you will never see the benefits. But also, additionally, you will never see you will see the downside and the bad things that will come from you from not going to the gym. And the thing about it is that you don't want it to be a thing where you now get to 10 years in the future and you've spent the last 10 years smoking, vaping, getting drunk in the pub every Saturday, or drinking, or going to frat parties, all these things. You're doing all these things week in, week out. And 10 years have passed and you're like, my body's actually lost all of the things that it's supposed to have. At this point in time here, I thought these were the best abs I was ever going to have in my life. And then I started to bulk up. And it wasn't even like a purposeful bulk. It was a thing of, okay, I'm just having a bad diet. And this is when I was going from 16 to 17. I think in another video you'll see the way my skin broke out. The way I was looking extremely puffy. And the reason this happened is because I did not care about going to the gym at a point in time. Like, obviously, I did start going to the gym, but I got pretty lazy. I stepped back. I started to just live a regular teenage life. And then a point in time came when I was like, hold on a minute. Where are my abs? Because even though these abs aren't that good, they're not really defined. To me, they were a lot to me at that point in time, because I'd never really seen a lot of defined abs before then. Apart from my friend who's also standing right next to me, he had really defined abs. But other than that, I did not know what defined abs looks like. So to me, I said, this is what defined abs are. And then I started to get fat, and I was like, hold on a minute, where are my abs gone? And why is my skin looking so bad? Because I didn't know. Well, obviously, we all know all the information, but until it happens to us, that's when we'll actually listen. When I saw the fat that I put on and the skin, that way my skin got worse, that's when I said, hold on, your diet is actually pretty important. Going to the gym is actually pretty important. And since then I said I can't turn back, because if I do turn back, I will look worse. I don't have a picture of me at that point in time. I think I wasn't even using my phone too much like that. But I wish I could show you how I looked. I was looking horrible. I can show you a picture of my skin. My skin got really horrible, and I was extremely puffy in the face. I was looking kind of round, not like extremely round because I was still sort of going to the gym, but I was still looking kind of round. And that's when I started to know that, no, negative habits will actually negatively affect you. It's not a joke. They will genuinely negatively affect you. So the importance of starting early, please, take this one with you and run away with it. The earlier you start, the better. Start something. Whether you start something in business, you start going to the gym early, you build up any positive habits, start something. And to touch upon the main topic that I'm going to talk about which is going to the gym, get in the gym. And the importance of going to the gym, it's not just for you to look good. No, I'm going to lay down the 3 benefits. So acquiring a good physique will provide you with health benefits, psychological benefits, and societal benefits. So when I say health benefits, obviously the health benefits that come from being healthy and having a good physique. Because obviously at this point in time, my diet was in check. I was doing cardio. I was playing basketball consistently. I was lifting weights in the gym. I was living a very, very healthy life. So the health benefits that come with that. Well, then I actually had a lot of energy at this point in time. Well, to now, sort of still do, but I think this is when I had the most energy because I was playing basketball and doing a lot more high intensity training at that point in time. So when you're that, you're a lot more healthier, you have a lot more energy. Additionally, brain function and power. Your brain is less foggy because you are actually doing things and having the blood spread around your whole entire body and going to your brain. It's a lot healthier for you. So you need to be utilizing the health benefits from having a good physique. Additionally, the psychological benefits that come with having a good physique. When you have a good physique, you just feel happy about yourself. You feel proud of what you've done for yourself. Look at my physique. At this point in time, I just know my ego was through the roof. I'm going to talk about lowering your ego, but at this point in time, I just know my ego was through the roof. It was very bad, but when I see this physique, my ego was definitely getting gassed up. Because I'm 18 at this point in time. I worked really hard for it for like the past 2 to 3 years inside the gym, and look how I looked. I was saying, nah, this is different. I look amazing. I mean, that's when I started posting gym content as well, because I said, look at my physique. My physique looked insane. So just by that, the benefits of that, I was always positive. I always had a positive mindset. I could say, okay, it's very narcissistic, yeah, but I was like, even if life goes horrible, I still have a good physique. Like, I could lose my money tomorrow, but no one can take my physique away from me. And as narcissistic as that sounds, it's actually the truth. Like, it's actually the truth. Like, my physique, you can't take that away from me. Unless I die, but you can't take that away from me. So the psychological benefits are there is that as long as I keep training hard and I keep having a good diet, that physique will never disappear. And that, for me, that just makes me so happy. Because at that point in time, it's just like, okay, then, I just have to continue doing the work that I'm already doing and just don't stop it. Why would that negatively affect me? And when you have a good physique, you can actually look at yourself in the mirror and actually be happy with the way you look. You can wake up and actually be happy with the way that you feel. A lot of people wake up when they're, and they don't like it. They don't like it at all. They feel like they just want to go back to bed. Because even moving around at that weight, when you are that heavy, you're not going to be enjoying life. But when you're waking up like this, you are enjoying life. Because I know I was enjoying life. Additionally, the societal benefits. And I'm not going to be talking about all of the lustful desires and the women and all that type of stuff. However, it's there. I won't lie to you. At that point in time, it was there. Obviously, it's important for you to... What's the word? I forgot the word. But you know what I'm trying to talk about. You know what I'm trying to say. It's very important for you to not just go out there and slay people. It's not... Just don't do that. However, I'm not going to lie to you. At that point in time, it was there. The physique, the benefits they get with physique, everyone was respecting me. I was 18-year-old and I could look like that. I remember I was going to the basketball court. Guys were saying, look at your physique, put me on your fitness plan. The girls were saying, oh, well done, you look so good, Like, it's genuinely there. So when you have a good physique, men will respect you and women will respect you. So if you know that you lack respect right now, well, maybe you need to just get into the gym. But additionally, here are some of the things that will hold you back from going to the gym. And these are things that I hear lots of people say, whether it's your parents, whether it's your friends, whether it might even be you saying it. And these things are some of the main things that I hear. So, gym will stunt my growth. Gym will not stunt your growth. The only way gym will stunt your growth is if you damage your lower back. If you damage your lower back and it affects you while you're growing, then we can say, yeah, gym has affected your growth. But unless you actually go into the gym and damage your lower back, like I'm talking about like a serious injury to the point where that's actually caused to stunt your growth, gym will not stunt your growth. If anything, gym may promote your growth, because once you start going to the gym, you have to improve your diet, and then you most likely will be taking in more calcium and taking in more things that will make your body grow. Additionally, when you go to the gym, you'll be more tired, so you actually improve your sleep. Additionally, you'll be being more hydrated, you'll be stretching in the gym, you'll actually just be promoting more growth inside of your body. So whenever somebody says to you, gym will stunt my growth, or you say to yourself, gym will stunt my growth, that's why I'm not going to the gym, just that person quickly, because they don't know what they're talking about. Gym will not stunt your growth. It's just one of those little, I think it's like a fairy tale, they call it. Yeah, like a fairy tale. Or a little white lie, or a legend that's just been followed through time, that if you go to the gym will stunt your growth. I know when I started going to the gym, my older brother started going to the gym, my mum was like, oh, gym's going to stunt your growth. Actually, sadly, my older brother, so he's older, obviously he's older than me, innit, but he's shorter than me. But he started going to the gym from around the same age that I did. Maybe around the time when he was 13, 14, something like that. He started going to the gym. And he stopped growing at a point in time. So when I started going to the gym, my mom was like to me, look at your older brother, it's going to stunt your growth. I was like, gym's not going to stunt my growth. If anything, it's going to make me grow. She said, no, it's not. So don't go to the gym. I was like, Mom, please, I'm just going to go to the gym. She's like, you know what, yeah, do it. If it stunts your growth, it's your own. And I actually got taller. I think when I started going to the gym, I was like 5'8", and now at this point in time, I'm like 5'11", 6 foot. So, gym will not stunt your growth. If anything, gym will promote growth for you. Additionally, I don't want to get too big. Jimmy, you're not going to get big. Jake, you're not going to get big. Trust me, you're not going to get big. And it's not saying you won't get a good physique, but when people say, I don't want to get big, if you say you don't want to get big, trust me, you will not get big. Because do you know how much it takes for you to actually get big? Do you know how much it took for me to get from here to here? There was countless, and I mean countless nights where it's like 2, 3, 4 a.m. and I'm waking up downstairs like a little gremlin just so I can get 1,000 calories in, because I didn't have enough calories throughout the day for me to actually put on some muscle and put on some weight. I'm telling you, if you don't want to get big, you will not get big. Trust me, the gym will not make you big. I hear a lot of girls say this, they don't want to go to the gym because they don't want to look manly. The gym will not make you, okay, the gym will make you manly, but the gym will not make you manly, if you get what I mean. Realistically, the only way for you to look manly is if you train so vigorously. You'll see to the point where a lot of girls that they train, they actually want to train arms. Yeah, they start training arms and they're like, my arms aren't growing, because you won't just look manly. It just don't happen like that. Unless you're on some serious testosterone, you will not look manly. But some people believe that if I lift up a dumbbell, now I'm going to look like this guy. They're going to look like me when I was 18 rather than look like him. No, the majority of the time in the gym, you're going to look like this. I know the only reason I looked like this when I started was because I had a very sporty background. When I was younger, I was playing sports in school. I was always in sports day. I was on the athletics team. I was playing basketball. I was doing all sorts of sports. I loved everything, almost every single sport. That's the only reason I looked like this. And I was also doing home workouts and going on like runs around my area. But the majority of people actually look like this. And it's not insane to say, because this is just the bog standard average physique. So the majority of the time, you're going to look like that. Eventually, you may come up and look like this, or you may start to look like this, but then you may even start to look like this and look better than me. However, it doesn't mean day one you're going to get big. It won't happen. It's going to take literally years of determination and hard work for you to actually get big. You won't just bang out of nowhere get big. So if you don't want to get too big, that's fine. Still get yourself in the gym. Whether you go in there and do cardio, whether you go in there and do a 30-minute workout, and you train to success, you train to happiness, do it. Just get yourself in the gym and actually just start training. Because due time, that stuff will just get out of your head and you'll be like, you know what, yeah, let me just pump iron. Because why would you not want to look like this? Why would you not want to look like this? There's no reason as a young man that you don't want to reach your fullest potential. I think that's it. I'll just leave it there. I just think, just leave it there. I know you want it. You want to reach your fullest potential. You'll get there. Additionally, I don't need to go gym because of X, whether that be sports, runs, or fighting. And this one here stops a lot of people from going to the gym. Not just young men, just people in general. A lot of people say they don't go to the gym because they are doing fighting, they're doing some sort of Muay Thai or boxing or something like that. And then they're also saying, because I play football, I don't need to go to the gym. Because I play basketball, I don't need to go to the gym. Or I don't need to go to the gym because I go on runs. No. The best athletes in the world, every single one of them, go to the gym. That's not me saying to you, okay, for you to become an Olympic athlete or one of the best athletes in the world, you have to go to the gym. That's why you have to go to the gym, because they're doing it. No. But you say you don't need to go to the gym because you do X. No, you need the gym no matter what. Whether you just play the sports or you are running, whatever it is, you need to go to the gym, because the gym will help your performance anyway. If you take your sport seriously, you will need to go to the gym to make your performance better. If you take your running seriously, you will need to go to the gym to make your legs stronger, to make your performance better. If you take fighting seriously, you are going to need to go to the gym to make your body stronger, to increase your strength, so you can hit harder. And guess what? You can't do that without the gym. Sure, people can say, oh, home workout, outdoor workout. But then when you get into the ring and you fight somebody who's been in the gym, or let's say you're a sports team and nobody goes and trains, everyone just stays on the pitch 24/7. And then you come and play the guys that actually go to the gym, and they're thinking, why? It's been 120 minutes. No, it's been 100 minutes. Why is their stamina still up? It's because they're training inside the gym. They're doing their runs. They're doing all these things. They're training way past failure inside the gym. But you see, you say, no, because I'm playing sports, I don't need to do it. You need to do it. Trust me, you need to do it. And if you don't do it, you will eventually get injured. Because even, let's say, for example, you play football and you were out there and you were only training, I don't know. Let me think. Oh, there we go. This is the number one football excuse. This is what I hear a lot of guys say. They say, okay, they will go to the gym, but they won't train legs because their legs get trained from when they play football. So they'll only train upper body. The issue with that is you are now building up your upper body, so you're going to be upper body dominant. So your legs are only used to you carrying a certain amount of weight on. No, your legs are only used to the certain amount of weight that your body's distributing right now. So let's say, for example, you weigh 86 kg or you weigh 80 kg. Right now, let's say the top of your body weighs 40 kg and the bottom of your body weighs another 40 kg. So legs 40 and upper body 40. When you start going to the gym, if you start to put on more weight, let's say your upper body now goes to, I don't know, your upper body now goes to 50 kg or even 55 kg, but your legs now start to get leaner because you are no longer training your legs, you're just literally leaving all of it to football. Your legs are going to go from 40 kg down to like 35 kg, yeah? So now you are 55 kg on top of 35 kg. Guess what's going to happen eventually? Either your knees will give out or your ankles will give out. And that's not what you don't want to happen. You don't want that to happen. But what's important is that if you go to the gym and you train your legs, not just leaving it to football, no, you actually start to do progressively overload on top of your legs, with your legs inside the gym, then you will see your endurance and your performance will improve. And you will have a longer endurance, as I said. But if you don't go to the gym, these things won't happen for you. It will only just get worse and worse. So going into the gym is important to literally every single person. There is no one in this world who should not be going to the gym unless they actually physically can't. Next, avoid financial waste. Getting expensive clothes, going out on expensive dates, games and in-game points, drugs and alcohol. And this one is a very, very, very important one. So I'm going to start straight from the top. Getting expensive clothes. So when you're 13 to 20, social media has you locked in, like completely owns you. And the issue with this is that every single person, when they're young, they want to look like everybody else. I don't know who this person is. They're probably just making a joke. I know this jacket is not... When I first saw the jacket, I thought it was a Canada Goose, but I've seen us as a Vetti jacket. But I know this is a Gucci pouch and all this stuff. But every single person from 13 to 20, they either want to look like everybody else or they want to look like every single rapper. And the issue with this is that, firstly, you don't look classy in the slightest. Not all of you want to look classy, sure. But I believe that... I think my goal is to make every single young man want to look classy, because the classy look is very... Like, just look, I'm even sitting here with just a shirt on. It just looks nicer than... Let's say, for example, I came here and sat here with a tracksuit on or a t-shirt. Like, so sometimes you want to wear that stuff. Yes, when I go to the gym, I do want to wear a tracksuit, all that stuff. I don't want to just be going in a two-piece suit. But I think that extra little bit of effort, whether you're going out or you're going out on a motor with your friends or something, I think that extra little bit of effort is very important. But the best part about it is that it is not that expensive. I've seen a lot of people spend more on their shoes than I spend on my outfits. My outfit right now is probably like £40, £50. A cheap shirt and cheap bottoms. And the thing about this is that the most expensive thing on my body is my body. Okay, maybe not my body, but you get what I mean, you get what I'm trying to say. But the most expensive thing that I own right now is my body. Because my body is the accumulation of the diet, the habits, the gym, the water, the runs, all these type of things. So, no matter what I put on, not to be egotistical, but no matter what I put on, as long as it's like fitted onto me, it will look good. But a fit like this, it's trash. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, but it's trash. I feel like this is trash. Whether you put on all the designer, firstly, if your physique doesn't look good, it will look trash. And secondly, if you just throw designer on top of designer on top of designer, it will not look good. It's not actually worth the money. I've seen enough men spend 1k on birthday fits. You're 13 to 20. You don't need to do that. Don't let social media deceive you into trying to be the best looking person or the most richest person. You don't need to do that. I have a video coming called "The Last Man Standing is the Winner." Basically meaning that it's not about you trying to look good when you're 20, when you're 13, when you're 14, 15, 16, up to 21, 22. You don't need to look good. You don't need to look the best. When you actually are the best version of yourself. Let's say, for example, you're 18, you're making 10k a month, and you're doing really well for yourself. Sure thing, enjoy yourself. Do what you need to do. As long as you're not spending 9k a month, and you are literally, I don't know, maybe you're, I don't know how. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you're on 10k a month, but as long as you're not spending too much that you can't survive, sure thing, throw your money. But if you know for a fact that you don't make a lot of money, don't waste that money. Even if you're 18, you're on 10k a month, I don't think you should be spending 9k a month. I think for most of it, you should be saving it, because with that money that you save, by the time you're 30, with all the money saved and the cash that you have there liquid, you could actually grow into something crazy. You could go into real estate, you could go into other business ventures for you to blow up. Maybe you start purchasing businesses. I don't know. Whatever your heart desires, you go into that. But that comes from you saving from when you're younger. It's also a positive habit that you should start from earlier. That's why I say the earlier you start, the better. The earlier that you start saving, the better. When you start avoiding these financial waste, it is better for you in the long run. Because when you're there at a point in time, sure, it may look fun. Sure, getting the clothes may look good for you. Because you're getting that rep in school. Everyone's like, yeah, this guy, he came in with Dior B22s. Yeah, he's cold. He's cold. But what's going to happen? Sure, they say it, and after that, what? The only person who's reaping the what's the word? The faults or the pain is you, because your bank is hurting from you having to purchase those shoes. So ultimately, it's not worth it to get expensive clothes. And the thing about it is that you're most likely going to grow out of it. You will most likely grow out of it. So it's never worth it. Trust me, it's never worth it. You will get the clothes and then you think, they're just clothes. I don't care about them. Enough times I got so many shoes when I was younger, and I was like, bro, I'm probably never going to wear these shoes again. And if I do wear them again, they're wearing them to basketball. When Jordan 1s were like the biggest thing, I purchased so many of them. Now, you'll see me playing basketball in Jordan 1s because I just don't care. I've spent so much money on them. I was like, at the end of the day, they're just shoes. What else am I supposed to wear? If I spend all this money on the shoes, what am I going to wear? Should I buy another pair of shoes for me to use them and save these shoes? No, these are my shoes. I'm just going to wear them. They're shoes. And once you start getting that mindset, you think, I wasted my money back in them times. So it's better for you to not do it than for you to just do it. Additionally, going out on expensive dates. And this one gets a lot of young men. So the thing about this is that, firstly, when you're a young man, yes, I do expect you to pay, and two, you will expect yourself to pay. So when you take out this girl and you're going to Gauchos, you're going to Vapianos, you're going to, I don't really know restaurants, I'm sorry, but you go to very expensive restaurants and you're paying like £50 a meal. Talking about, not like per person, but you and her included, or you're paying £100 altogether, £50 each, or something like that. You're spending all this money on a date for the whole entire time. Firstly, you guys are young, which is an issue, because there's no guarantee you're going to be this person. The amount of relationships that I got into when I was younger, I don't even know where half of the girls are, and they don't know where I am either. So trust me, it's just not worth it. I'm gonna touch about that later, but trust me, it's not worth it with the relationships. But additionally, the going out on dates, trust me, it's not worth it. When you are young, just go out on a regular date. For example, go and have a picnic in the park. Walk together. Spend time together in each other's houses. Doesn't mean you have to have sex with each other, but just sit there and actually spend time with each other. Read the same book together. I don't know. Cheap things. Something cheap. It's not that doesn't take all the time in the world, but something cheap that you can actually express love. Money and love doesn't mean the same thing. You don't have to just have money to show somebody that you love them. Trust me, there's so many ways that you can express love. So, avoid expensive dates. Please. Firstly, it's not worth it with the relationship aspect of it. But additionally, it's just not worth it because it's just too expensive. If you're dating somebody who only values expensive dates, run away from that person, because she will leech all your money away from you. And vice versa. I don't know if there's even going to be girls watching this, but let's say vice versa. You're dating a boy who only wants to spend your money. Cool. Yeah. Avoid him too. Avoid them. Just avoid that type of person, because that person will leech you, and it will start now and it will go for the rest of your life. And you'll never be able to reach the best version of yourself, because all your expenses are your other half. Additionally, games and in-game points. So now I'm going to get a little bit personal. I was a FIFA addict. I was addicted to FIFA. And I started to make adult money around the age of 19, late 19, yeah. So what happened is I quit gaming at around mid-19, around early 19 to mid-19. I'm talking about age, by the way, not FIFA. But I quit gaming. And then I started to make more money, and I was like, I got in. No. What happened is I started to make more money, and then I got injured. And I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm stuck home. I don't really feel like just sitting in front of my laptop 24/7. I can't go gym. Let me just buy a PS5. And because then times I had a PS4, and I didn't even want to pay a PS4, but I was like, you know what, let me just buy a PS5. So I got the PS5 and I was like, hold on a minute. My Wi-Fi is pretty bad. Let's get more expensive Wi-Fi. Got more expensive Wi-Fi. I got FIFA, I know it was EA Sports or EAFC 24. I got that game. I started playing it and then I was like, nah, I can't be able to spend all this time in it. Let me purchase some in-game points. How much do you think I spent? If anything, pause the video, comment down how much you think I spent. I'm going to give you a second so you actually go do it. I spent 2K. I spent 2K in, I think, 2 months. A month or two. On just things like in-game points. I think I was opening packs, doing all these things. I was like, bro, why did I do this? Because I don't play the game anymore. I can't get my money back. My money's gone. All of it is gone. So for me, it was a thing of, why? It was such a waste of money because you can't even get it back. And the thing is, every single person who purchases in-game points, if it's not like a business, if it's not like you're a streamer and you purchase in-game points, if you're a regular person who purchases in-game points, when you get what you get, there's an instant like your heart just drops and you're like, why did I do this? I should not have done this. But you only get that pain after you've purchased it. It's like what you call like post-nut clarity. You got post-nut clarity from purchasing the thing. Because it's like, why did I even do it? It was not even worth it. But you don't experience that pain until after you've purchased it. So I'm telling you from now, just avoid it initially. There is so much more fun things to do in life other than gaming. You can go out on walks, you can go to galleries. Even if you find a fun job, find something that's fun. For example, me shooting here, making videos, it's fun to me. So instead of gaming, this is my new game. I'm gamifying my life. Gamify your life too. Something like eat the frog. It's a funny term, but it's gamifying life. Just literally do the hard thing that you know you need to do for the day. Get it done first. Gamify your life. And when you gamify it, life becomes fun. Life becomes your new game. So you don't actually have to play games anymore. Drugs and alcohol. This is really self-explanatory, but some people they don't really care about themselves. So let me just touch upon this part. Drugs and alcohol. Firstly, they are very expensive. You could be burning through 30. I haven't really done it myself in it, so I don't really know. I know drugs like when you're smoking, it can go up towards like 20, 30, 40 pounds. It can get really expensive if you're addicted. Firstly, please stay away from it. But also alcohol. I think alcohol can go up to like, I don't know. Let's say you're drinking every single week. It can be like up to 50 or 100 pounds a week that you're spending on alcohol. All this money that you're spending on alcohol and drugs. And if you're drinking, you're most likely also smoking. So you're just hitting yourself with a double whammy. Or if you're doing some other drug that we're not going to talk about. But you're hitting yourself with a double whammy. Yeah. All these things accumulate. And the most cooked person is the person who buys expensive clothes, goes out on expensive dates, games, buys in-game points, does drugs and drinks alcohol. That's the person you want to avoid being. Because now you know you're getting absolutely cooked. You're getting completely cooked. So all these things, it's just not worth it in the end because they're very, very, very expensive things. So avoid financial waste when you're 13 to 20. So next is avoid a relationship for as long as possible. And for me to say this, it's a very touchy topic because like love is beautiful, love is sweet. But I believe that love has its time. Love is not to be rushed. And the thing about it is that when we are young, all of us want to rush love. Like even me, I'm guilty for this sometimes where I've seen a beautiful girl, I've seen a girl that I'm very interested in. I've chased after her and then I'm like, hold on a minute. This is not really going to go anywhere, but I still have feelings for her. And it's very, very dangerous to do that because when you do that, one, you are capping your own growth because you can't really focus on trying to grow yourself when your whole entire heart and your whole entire mind is thinking about a girl. I'm telling you, sometimes I've even been down bad. I'm going to tell you some secret stories, but there's been times when I've been fantasizing over a girl or actually semi-dating a girl, in my mind at least. And I'm writing poems for her. I'm doing all these things for her. I'm dropping her home. I'm doing all these things to try and see her and spend time with her. But more time, we're not going to be a relationship. We're not going to get married. And the thing about this is that it's very dangerous at that point in time because I was so heavily invested into her, but I was basically neglecting my other duties. I was neglecting business. I was neglecting actually focusing the gym. I was neglecting so many things because my heart was with her. And something like that is when your heart is with somebody else and there's not even a guarantee, it is very, very dangerous for you. And that's why I say, when you are young, the best relationship that you can get in is a relationship with yourself at that point in time, where you actually say to yourself, no, I'm going to be in a covenant with myself for the next couple of years, where I just personally work on myself. I say, no, I'm going to get close to God. I'm going to get into the gym. I'm going to focus on my business. I'm going to get a promotion in my job. You're going to try and build yourself up as much as possible. And then when you get to the point in time, when you get to that pinnacle of yourself, that is when you'll be able to find your partner. Even along the way, you find them and take them along the way with you. You don't have to just wait to the point where you get to the end destination and you're like, okay then, let me try to see who's around here that I trust. Let me take them with me. And now I'm married this person. You don't have to do that. Maybe even bring somebody along the journey, sure. But keep them at a distance where it's like you can actually focus on what you need to focus on, whilst they can focus on what they need to focus on. And it's not interfering with what your goals are. Because if it interferes with your goals, you will not be able to become the best version of yourself. The best growth that I've seen within myself and the best growth that I've seen within other people is during a period of isolation where they are by themselves. And sadly, that comes with being lonely. It is not an easy thing to do. It's very, very hard to do. We are humans. We are social creatures. None of us like to be alone. However, when we are lonely, we actually work harder than when we have people around us. And sure, yeah, you can have the saying where if you want to go fast, go by yourself, and if you want to go for longer, go with people. Yeah, that's a saying too. However, initially, you need to go fast. You need to do things with speed. So you need to do things by yourself and for yourself at that point in time. And when you do that, and for you to do that, you can't really be in a relationship. Because let's say, for example, bro, you want to go to the gym today, but your girl also wants you to come to her house and just lay down together, or come to your house and bake cookies together or something like that. And it's not inherently wrong. It's not wrong for you to do that. However, when you do that, you are now missing on the chance of growing yourself. And the worst part is that, especially at that point in time when you guys are young, the smallest thing can make you guys break up. Like, there's been enough times that I've broken up with people from just listening to them doing something that I didn't want them to do. There's been enough times that I've seen other people just end relationships for some of the smallest things. When you're an adult, you don't really end relationships like that. You talk things out and then you stay together. But when you're a child, the smallest things will make you guys leave together. And the issue of that is you can be so heavily invested into somebody that now you've invested, I don't know, all the time and all the money that you had into them. And they're just like, you know what, yeah, I didn't want it in the first place, and they disappear. That is too risky for you, especially when you're young. It's better that you work on yourself and then you start to build yourself up to the person you dream of becoming, and then you find somebody along the way. And that, for me, is the better way to do it. At least that's my plan right now. Additionally, yeah, sure. I did say earlier, the earlier you start, the better. So the earlier that you start relationships, the better. Yeah, sure, nah. But for something like that, I do believe the saying comes in play of a wise man learns from the mistakes of others, where it's basically a good man learns from his own mistakes, a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So instead of you actually have to get into a relationship for you to learn that, okay, maybe I should wait for a relationship. No, you just you listen to other people. You even listen to me in this video and you say, you know what? This Dearenee guy, I don't really know who he is. However, he just gave me an example of how a relationship can affect me. So instead of me going and talking to this girl, or instead of me going and getting into a relationship, let me just chill, leave it, and just work myself. If it was meant to be, trust me, it'll be meant to be. But I've heard a lot of people say it's meant to be, and I've not seen one yet. I've only had one friendship, and them two people have actually been riding and dying together for many years. Enough people just get in relationships for like a year, and one of them cheat on each other, and then they leave. So trust me, just leave it. Work on yourself and become the best version of yourself. And some other things about relationships. Naturally, it's going to be a mental waste. And what I mean by that is you'll be jumping on 6-hour FaceTime calls, bouncing the bounce back time from breakups, expensive dates. So these are all things that, for me, I just don't think it's worth it when you're younger, because, as I said, the 6-hour FaceTime calls, I might be dragging it, but I know when I was younger, we was going on FaceTime for the whole entire night. We was like, yeah, we're going to wake up on FaceTime together, all this stuff. Or let's jump on FaceTime at like 8 p.m. and stay on call till about 2, 3, 4 a.m. A lot of people don't, especially when you're young, you don't actually know the importance of sleep. It is very important that you build up a positive habit or a good habit of sleeping. You don't want to be one of those sleep gremlins where you're going to bed at like 3, 4 a.m. and then you're waking up hammered in the morning. It's not really healthy, especially when you get to older stages. The amount of people that I know my age who suffer a lot with, for example, going to the work or just general things in life because they have nighttime gremlin type of sleep patterns. And the thing about that is, a lot of it comes from going on these 6-hour FaceTime calls. I know my sleeping pattern was horrible when I was dating. When I was dating, I was sleeping in at the latest times because the girls who I was talking to, they were also sleep time gremlins. So they were staying awake all night trying to be on FaceTime. So I highly recommend, it's not worth it because firstly, you need to get your sleep. And the worst part is, this is someone that you might not even be talking to for the next month or the month after that. As I said earlier in the video, the amount of girls that I've dated, I don't even know where half of them are and they don't know where I am. So trust me, just don't do it. And additionally, the expensive dates. When you're dating somebody, you may want to just be spicy one day and drop like £100-200. Yeah, okay, if you have it, sure, but don't really do that. Just avoid it completely. Save that money and put it towards something that will benefit you in the future. I think a good thing that I say is that I don't want to. It's a crazy saying, yeah. I think there's a saying that don't let your girlfriend keep you away from your wife. It's sick to say that, but what I mean is the person who you're currently dating, if you don't like truly believe this is the person you're gonna marry, you're gonna be so heavily invested into this person that when you do meet your wife, you're not gonna be the best version of yourself, if you get what I mean. Because instead of you saying, okay, I'm gonna be working myself, you are now saying, okay, I'm gonna be coasting with this girl until one of us get bored of each other, then we're gonna leave each other and then go and find the person who was actually meant to be with. So for me, yeah, it's just not worth it completely. So the next tip is stay debt free. So a lot of young people, especially when they're from the ages of 16 to about 20, they want to get a car. And even before that, you want to get a car. And there's naturally no issue with getting a car. There's not really an issue with getting a car. But I believe that because of the expense of getting a car, it is very, very damaging when you're young. And what I mean by this is that, let's say, for example, you are 16, 17, and you know that you don't have enough money to get a car. But because you want to be the man on top of everybody, you want to be very impressive, so you decide to go get in a car. The thing about getting a car is the expenses that come along with it. So I said here, just walk everywhere or get public transport. Because me personally right now, I could get a car. But I know for a fact that I don't really need a car, especially if you live in a city. Like, for example, let's say you live somewhere like New York, or you live somewhere like London, or somewhere that has really good public transport. You don't really need to have a car. Because let's say, for example, I have to get a car now. My journeys right now when I walk are like 30 minutes. Let's say I get a bus, it's like 20 minutes. But it's not actually really worth it. Actually, no. Walking is faster than getting public transport. But if I was to get a car, sure, it cut down about 10, 15 minutes. However, the expenses that come with it, that 10, 15 minutes is more valuable than the money that I have to spend on a car. And a lot of people go into debt for that car. So I highly recommend just staying away from it. It's not saying never get a car, but whilst you're young, until you build up enough money and a source of income where you can actually fund a car consistently, yeah, stay away from getting a car, because it would definitely damage your pockets, and you don't want to be building up like overdrafts and all these things, especially when you're young. It's not really good for you. Additionally, owing people money. If you can't afford it, leave it. If it's not life-threatening. And taking out loans, if you can't afford it, leave it if it's not life-threatening. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of people are really quick to take out loans or to owe people money. And with owing people money, I've seen someone will owe someone money and instantly they're no longer friends. Like, I don't know what happens, but someone can say to somebody, okay, can you lend me £20? And from that day and there, they're just no longer friends anymore. I don't know why, but it's just like, once money now gets involved, people don't want to be friends anymore. Or when you're a friend, you lend somebody money and then you're just taxing them 24/7 saying, yo, where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? It's a thing of, me, I'm like, okay, I've lent you money. You've said to me you pay me back. If you don't pay me back, it's cool. But I will never give you money again. If you do pay me back, yeah, well done. You kept the principle. So for me, owing people money is the last thing you want to do. You don't really want to owe people money because things can get weird, situations can get weird, people can be weird. It's just not worth it. Just don't do it. Just stay away from money, because trust me, you may ask somebody for money, they'll give it to you, but now they're gonna treat like that there's some tax collector and 24/7 I'm gonna be saying, where's my money? And it can hinder your friendship. So just don't do it. Just stay away from asking people for money. The next tip is become self-aware. So a key to growth is knowing yourself. Know what you like and don't like, what you want and don't want, and allow this to give you direction. So the reason why I say this is because becoming self-aware was definitely one of the most important things and the most trivial things that I've done inside of my life. And what I mean by this is that by you knowing what you like and what you don't like, you are able to now head down the path that you actually want to head towards. So let's say, for example, you know that you like looking good, you like dressing well. Well then, you know that it's going to take some money, so you're going to have to work for it. So now you get a job so you can facilitate your desires of looking good. Well then, you know a direction that you can have to head towards. You have to continue to work to make money so you can fund the lifestyle you want to live. Done. Okay, let's say, for example, you want to have a good physique. Okay, since you know you like the appearance of having a good physique and you want to have a good physique, well then now you know what you need to do. You need to go to the gym, train, and then get a good physique. So that when you become self-aware, you become self-aware of the things that you like and what you don't like. You know your wants and your don't wants. You know all these things. It allows you to be able to just equate your goals. For example, the only reason why I create content now is because I became self-aware. I asked myself, what do I like? What do I not like? Okay, who am I? What do I like doing in my day-to-day life? I like having conversations. I like sitting down, having long conversations with people. Like I said earlier in the video with Alex. Sorry, I've developed a cough, but yeah, with Alex, when he came inside of the sauna and he sat down, I said to him, I just said, hey, how are you? We had a conversation and I started to ask him about job, how come he's here at this time, all these type of things. Just having a nice conversation. And one thing I've learned is that, yeah, I just really enjoy having conversations with people. What that means as well is I also love having conversations with people where I can actually teach. I love teaching. Even though I don't have the aspiration of becoming a teacher, I just like teaching. So for me, it's been a thing of, because I liked having conversations, especially with guys, because we can get really deep. Like with a girl, it's arm's length. I'll keep it arm's length. She'll most likely keep me arm's length, not tell me everything. But with a guy, we can go deep and have a great conversation together. I know that I wanted to do that for the rest of my life, essentially. That's something that I already do for free. So why not try and get paid from it? So I've said, okay then, do something like this and actually go towards that. But the only way that I knew this is what I wanted to do and what I should be doing is by becoming self-aware. When I became self-aware, I saw, okay, then I love doing this. Okay, why not make it my goal? Why not make it the things that I should be heading towards? So now I have a direction. It gives you a direction we should be heading towards. And the thing about that, there's so many young people who don't know their purpose. They don't know what they should be doing or why they should be doing something. Like, I had a coaching call with somebody that I spoke to a couple of days ago. I think it was about 3-4 days ago. And he was like, he spends so much time gaming because he does not know what to do with the rest of his time. And I was like, brother, at that point in time, you don't actually know yourself, do you? I was like, for these next couple of days, ask yourself, what do you like? What do you want to do in the future? What do you imagine the future you doing? And when you do this type of thing, this is what will give you a sense of direction. And when you receive this sense of direction, you run towards it and you don't stop. You don't stop trying to become the person that you dream of becoming. You put your mindset into that type of person, and now you become that person. That person, let's say, for example, you want to become you want to become, for example, me, I want to become a coach, an online coach that turns young men into gentlemen. Okay then. Okay, so look at somebody else who's doing it, shift my mindset into that type of person's mindset, and now do the work like that person will do the work, and then I eventually become that person. And it gives you that self-direction. But you can only get to that step by becoming self-aware. It's just rewiring it. Okay then, a lot of people have a sense of direction, a lot of people have a goal, a lot of people have a purpose. How do they know these three things? Okay, so it involves them. Okay, for them to even know that they want to do this, then surely they have to know themselves. They have to know what they like, because no one's going to make their goal something they don't like. There'll be no reward. Imagine I said to you, okay, imagine I said my goal is to become my goal is to become a English teacher. Well, it would never be my goal, because for me, I don't really feel an inherent sense of value for me doing it, because my goal is not to do that. I don't feel anything when I say, okay, I want to become an English teacher. But when I say, yeah, I'll become a coach, I'll become an entrepreneur, I'll become all these things, when I say that to myself, I feel that sense of fire inside of me. So when you become self-aware, you know what you like and what you don't like. You know what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And this is where your sense of direction will come from. So whenever you feel lost or you feel like you don't have a purpose or you have no goal, you need to go and ask yourself, reevaluate yourself and say, okay then, maybe I don't actually know myself. Maybe I'm missing out on key things that would actually give me a sense of direction. Okay, now you sit down, you shut everything, you close the blinds, or you go to that quiet place where you know you can be quiet and just everything's quiet. You can just sit in there, talk to yourself and say, okay then, what do I like? I like sports, but I want to own a business. Okay, what can I do? Maybe I can do, I don't know, maybe I can sell footballs or something like that. I don't know, something. And then you start asking yourself, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And then you branch out into people who basically do the thing that you want to do. And then you attack it. And that is a very, very crucial tip there. When you become self-aware, it can open all doors for you. It can also save you from traumas. It can save you from a lack of peace in your life currently, because when you understand yourself, then, for example, when you know yourself right now, when you know that right now your life isn't looking all as good as you wanted it to look, you know for a fact that you're working hard. All of the hard work that you're doing is currently getting stored within a plateau. Eventually, you'll break out this plateau. But if you don't understand yourself, if you don't know, okay, you're working relentlessly hard, if you don't know these things about yourself, then you would never believe that a better thing is coming. You will never have faith in the future. You'll never have peace now, and you'll never have relief from the past. I'm going to say that one more time because that felt good. You'll never have release from the past, you will never have peace in the present, and you will never have hope for the future if you do not know yourself. So you need to know yourself. When you know yourself, trust me, it will save you from all sorts of things. Next, lose your ego. And this here is a very, 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 very important thing. I said earlier, at that point in time when I was 18 here, my ego was through the roof because I was 18, I worked really hard for a physique. Someone may say to me, yeah, I deserved it because, yeah, I worked hard for that physique, this, that, and the third. But I believe that because that ego was so high, so many things affected me. If you see, I think it was after that point in time, I got, like, as I told you, I was doing madnesses with girls, yeah. And then bang, I think I lost all of them at one point in time. At literally one point in time. From then, bang, I was like, bro, emo phase. I was saying I've been forsaken by God. I was saying life, God forgive me saying about, yeah. I was like, my life is over. I should die. I should this. I should that. Because I'm like, okay, I have the physique, but why aren't the girls still here? Like, what's going on? Until I started to realize it's not that deep. Like, I shouldn't even be surrounded by all these girls in the world. It's not something I should be aiming towards. But because my ego was through the roof, I was extremely prideful. Let's say that. Because I was extremely prideful, I was like, I deserve all these things. I have a good physique. I deserve a girlfriend. I deserve someone who loves me. I deserve all the money. But naturally, I was like, I don't deserve anything. Anything that I get now is literally by the grace of God, by all the glory of God. So when your ego is high, it means everything will affect you. Because literally, someone could come to me and say, yo, your physique looks mid. And I'm like, bro, nah, you don't know because I've trained hard for this. My physique's good. You're this, you're that, you're this, or you're that. But now I'm like, sure thing, mate. And I walk away. Because it won't damage my ego. It won't damage me. Because I'm like, who are you? Anyway, like, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Whether you say it or not, it doesn't matter. But when you tie your identity within all of your other assets, it increases your ego, it increases your pride, and then now, if somebody attacks those things, you now feel fuming. But when you relieve all those things and you give all your pride to God, yeah, and you're no longer prideful, and you're practicing humility, trust me, those things won't affect you. So low ego means less things will... Look at me, I'm so Jamaican. Less things affect you. Yeah, but when your ego is low, less things will affect you because you aren't so attached to certain things. Because when somebody attacks those things, it won't affect you. Additionally, if your ego is high, you'll be humbled by God. And trust me, you don't want to be humbled by God because at that point in time, I believe that was me getting humbled by God. I had the physique, I had the girls, I had basically some of the money. I was making some good money when I was there at that age. I was like, yeah, but I'm the king on top of all kings. I'm this, that, and the third. Bang. Within overnight, literally, just madness has happened. Money gone, girls gone, physique was even starting to look a little bit mid, mindset gone, everything gone out the window. And that showed me that, yeah, I'm not the guy, I'm not the man. Like, anything God can give me, God can take from me. So I'm not the man. But Matthew 23 verse 12. But those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. So when you see somebody's doing well, be humble and say, yeah, well done, because your time will come. And when you show that humility, God will exalt you. But when you see somebody is doing well, or you see that something has happened, you say it's all because of you. Oh, God is going to humble you. Trust me, it will be gone by the morning. And me and my friends, we have a little joke here, but there's a point in time when we was all working together, and basically, we had like, they said, oh, like the wheel will always turn around in it. So one of us could be really up and one of them could be really down, yeah. And when one of them is really up, they attack the other one that's really down. And then Will's just like, bro, stay quiet because by tomorrow, if you be prideful, by tomorrow we'll be gone. He'll be like, no, talking. By tomorrow, it's gone. All of it is gone. Like every last bit, he's lost the story. And then after he's silent. Then the one that was bottom, he is now up. So now he goes back and talks. But literally, the second he starts talking, bang, still suspended. So we knew from there, like, yo, yeah. When you're prideful, God will humble you and take it away from you painfully. So trust me, it's not worth it. Lose your ego. When you lose your ego, trust me, your life will just be so much better. So much better. And the Bible's not lying here. Those who humble themselves will be exalted. You will live a better life when you're humble. You can always learn when you are humble. But when you're egotistical and prideful, you can never learn. And if you can never learn, you can never grow. Next, care more about the future than now. I think this here... all these tips are really good, but I think this here for me is probably the most important one because when you care about this type of tip, all of the tips just fall in line. So I'm going to start with the ending part, which is ask yourself daily, what would tomorrow me want me to do today? So something like this, for example, yesterday, because actually, sadly, I made this video yesterday, but the mic wasn't connected. So I had to end the video and... Actually, no. I recorded 1 hour of the video and I had to go and delete it. But the example that I gave yesterday was... So yesterday was Wednesday and my split is 2 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. But sometimes I can go to the gym on the days off, but I don't really do it. Most of the time I rest on those days. So for the first 2 days, which is Monday and Tuesday, I go to the gym. Tuesday... I was shattered. Like, I was completely burnt out. I was like, I don't want to record today. I don't want to do anything today. And like, today's my day off. Well, it wasn't really my day off, but like, today's my day off, yeah. But I was feeling completely, like, rubbish. But I'm like, you know what, yeah, if I don't go to the gym today on this Tuesday, then Wednesday me will have to go to the gym. And the issue of that is now I'm going to have to do calisthenics and core, which is what I do on Tuesday. I'm going to have to do calisthenics and core, and cardio on Wednesday. But then I have to go to the gym on Thursday to hit chest and back. Then Friday I have to do shoulders and arms. Then Saturday I have to do legs. What does that mean? I've missed out on the rest. So when my body is absolutely tired from cardio and core and calisthenics on the Wednesday, I still have to go in on the Thursday because I have to do it because I'm not trying to skip gym. And the thing about that is, I would actually have to, that means that on the Tuesday, I would have been like, yeah, I get to rest, but Wednesday me is completely screaming. But because I asked myself, what would Wednesday me want me to do? Wednesday me would want me to go to the gym today so I can rest on the Wednesday. So lo and behold, I went to the gym. I didn't hit like a crazy session because as I said before, my body was completely burnt out. But I said, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna go to the gym. I went to the gym. I hit the weights. I did my calisthenics. I was doing I think I trained for like an hour. Then I went to the gym and hit my 30 minutes cardio, and then I went to the spa and then I went home. So it's important that you've asked yourself, what would tomorrow me want to do? Because if I didn't ask myself that, trust me, I would have stayed home on Tuesday. I would not have gone to the gym, and then Wednesday me would have been suffering, and I probably would be suffering today. Like the pain that I would have felt from Wednesday would still be with me for the rest of the week because I wouldn't have rested on that day because I would have rested from Monday. When realistically, I didn't really have to rest. No, I had to rest, but I didn't have to rest. I didn't have to skip that whole day. I could have just trained and then slept in a little bit after that when I came back from the gym because I like to train early in the morning. But when you care more about the future than now, trust me, you will see all sorts of benefits in your life. Literally, let's go back. If you care more about the future than you care about now, you will lose your ego because you'll be like, I don't have to care about all these type of things. You're not attached to what is here now. You care about the future. So you don't actually place yourself in the now, you place yourself in the future. And what does that mean? You'll be more humble, you can learn more. These are the type of characteristics that come from somebody who care more about the future than cares about the now. You become more self-aware because when you care more about the future, you're like, okay, then today I don't want to, like, for example, at that point in time, I practiced self-awareness. I was like, I don't want to go gym, but tomorrow me also doesn't want to go gym. So why not just do it today when I'm already basically getting ready to go to the gym? Just do it today and then eat the frog, essentially. Bang, you become more self-aware. You stay debt-free because you're thinking, future me doesn't have to, I don't want to pay out all these debts when I'm older. Let me just chill out now, avoid debt now, and just live life without me having to go into debt. You avoid debt because you care more about the future. You stay away from relationships until the point in time because you're like, you know what, yeah, the future me will get those relationships. Future me will find the perfect one. So right now, I'm going to build myself up so I can actually find the best possible person at that point in time. Trust me, you'll not be missing out. What will happen is you'll become the best version of yourself. Then you can become the person that picks. Trust me, the person at the top is the person that picks. You won't be scavenging saying, okay, all these girls have been ran through. No, you're going to be getting the best pick because, bro, there's so many women out there. You don't have to choose the ones that you see on social media running rampant. I know every single woman is bad. Trust me when I say that. Additionally, you avoid financial waste because instead of you spending money on expensive clothes now, you are saying, okay, let me budget because that money that I will need in the future will be there. So instead of me spending it now, let me save up. Go on expensive dates, you avoid those things. Games, you avoid this thing. You'll get into the gym because you know the benefits because when you will be 60, but you look like you're 40, everybody else when they're 60, they can't even play with their kids or even at that point in time, maybe their grandkids. But you're 60, you're taking everyone to the park, everyone's having a picnic, everyone's playing sports, you're winning sports race, all these things on sports day because you are completely fit at your age. And when you think about the future, you start a lot earlier. So the whole point is that when you care more about the future than you care about now, you will do so many things that will benefit you. So many things. And the whole point is that, I've said this one time, but literally self-development and self-improvement, the main foundation of it is delayed gratification. If you practice delayed gratification, you will excel in all forms of self-development. You will read more. You will do the ice plunges. You'll wake up early. You do literally the whole entire shebang. The whole thing that all these self-improvement gurus say to you for you to do. You do everything because you are saying, I care more about future me than I care about me now. When I hear ice plunge, at that point, it's cold. I don't want to do it. However, I know the benefits that I will feel when I get out of the ice plunge. So now, I don't even think about it anymore. I just dive inside of it instantly, get a quick splash, come out, chill for a bit, get back in again, and come out. I'm like, sure, when I'm inside of it, it was cold, but I feel so refreshed now. My mind is cooking. I can actually do exactly what I need to do. So, when you care more about the future than you care about now, you'll do all these things. Additionally, stay away from drugs and alcohol and steroids because when you're older, they will make your life so much harder. And basically, this is already self-explanatory. You should already know this, but when you abuse these things when you're younger, a lot of people don't believe that the effects will come. But trust me, just look at or talk to anybody who has actually been abusing these things. You don't want to live the same life as them. You don't want to. Sure, you want to have your fun now. To me, that's not even fun. But if it's what you see as fun, sure. But think about future you. If somebody warning you won't do much, just think about future you. Think about future you who is currently on life support, or they have the thing in their throat because of smoking, or their nose have caved in because of doing too much cocaine, or their mind is schizophrenic because of smoking too much weed. With alcohol, I don't know the damages of alcohol, but maybe your brain is weaker, or you're overweight now because of all the alcohol weight going to your belly, or I don't know. And steroids, your muscles getting damaged, your balls getting smaller, well, your testicles getting smaller, but all these things happen to you, your muscle, the damages, all these things, you have to stay on steroids for the rest of your life, all these type of things, like, you don't really want it. And then also the aging, you'll be 25 looking like you're 60, you're dead, basically dead, like all these things, you don't really, just stay away from them, because when you stay away from them, you care more about the future you. And like, I'm natural. Look at me here. This is me after 5 years. If you train literally consistently hard, you have a good diet, you train to fit, you progressively overload basically almost every session, you will look better than me within 10 years. It sounds far away, but humans, we live up to like 70 years on average, 80 years on average. Come on, like, you can sacrifice 10 of those years in the gym. That's not even like a mad sacrifice. Like, after like the first couple of years, you start to enjoy it. Just like, yeah, like, it's casual. Like, now to me, gym is just a way of life. Like, I wake up, I eat, I get changed, and I go to the gym. It's just a way of life. There's no different. It's just a way of life. And once you build up the habit like that, you won't even be upset anymore. You'll be, time fly by. Like, enough times I still think I've only been in gym for 2 years, but each time I have to go back and remember, this was me 5 years. I'm pointing at me, by the way. Let me just get this. Yeah, this was me like 5-6 years ago when I was in school, and this is me today. Not today, but like last week or like last month or stuff like that. But you get what I mean. So you stick to the diet. You keep going at it like for forever. You never stop. You'll see that, wow. One day you just look at yourself in the mirror and say, I actually have an insane physique. And then you're just like, where did it come from? It's because at that point in time, you started early and you never stopped because you cared about the future you. And the future you is completely gassed up right now because he's with his beautiful wife, because he has an amazing physique. He's worked hard in his business because he started early, and now he has money in the bank. He has a beautiful wife. He has a beautiful family. Everyone loves him. He's helping his community. He's tithing. He's blessing God. He's doing all these things. He's a mighty man. All because you cared more about future you than care about you now. That's all it takes. It sounds crazy, but literally, that is all it takes. Additionally, develop healthy and positive habits and never stop them. So that's what I mean about going to the gym. If you start going to the gym now and you never stop, trust me, the rewards will follow you for the rest of your life. Like, enough times that sometimes I'm gonna lie, but let's say, for example, sometimes I've taken like, let's say like a couple of days off. Let's say 4 or 5 days off. Let's say, when I get sick, let's say that. When I get sick, yeah, there's times when I've taken like a week or 2 off of gym. Yeah, when I go on Accutane because my skin was bad because of my acne, I took like a week or 2 or 3 weeks away from gym. Yeah, I was losing my mind because I was getting drawbacks from not going to the gym, but still, I stayed away. I was not in the gym, but I didn't even lose the muscle. Like, I didn't lose too much muscle. I only started to lose muscle because I couldn't eat at that point in time. But let's say I was to keep up the same diet, I didn't go to the gym. Do you know how hard it is to actually lose muscle? It is actually hard because you spend so much time in the gym pumping, you can't see, pumping, pushing. I think it's just gonna go in a day. No, the rewards stay with you for a very long time. Enough times you'll see like old people that went to the gym when they were younger, they still have insane physique, but they're not pumping the same weights that they were pumping before because the muscle is basically staying there. They're keeping the same diet, and they obviously, you get older so you get weaker, but they're still training basically hard. And that is what will happen. Additionally, what I was going to say is the aggregation of marginal gains. When you care about the future you more than now, you start to try and do all these little improvements. So you say, okay then, today I'm going to try to be 1% better today. Okay, tomorrow I'm going to try to be 1% better. And by the end of the year comes, to you on the day, it looks like, it's only been 1% better each day. But by the end of the year, instead of it just being 1%, you are now 37% better than you was when you first started. Do you know how insane that is? And even the, I think it's 100-hour rule. So 100-hour rule. So when you start something, if you spend 100 hours in it, I think it's like from then you become a master inside of it. Because you're better than top 1% of people because you've actually spent 100 hours in it. Like, most people don't spend 100 hours in a single profession. So when you do this, bang, you're now a master. You're now in the top 1%. So literally, spend your time, care about the future you more than you care about the you now. And trust me, you'll see different changes in your life. I think, second to last one, the penultimate point. Become selfish with your time. And this is very important because I know for a fact, if I knew this when I was younger, I think I'd be on a far better path than I was now. Obviously, I'm not trying to say like, yeah, I'd rather live a different life. No. But I believe that if I was more selfish with my time, I would definitely 100% be in a better position. I'll have a better physique. I'll probably have a lot more money. I'll be in a lot better position because when you are not selfish with your time, when you just hand out your time left, right, and center to literally anybody, the issue is that you lose a lot of time for you to actually work on yourself. Enough times I've gone to parties when I just said I don't even want to go, but I was like, you know what, yeah, someone invited me. I don't want to feel deep. I don't want to feel rude. Let me go. I was prioritizing that person more than I prioritized myself. But there's a sense of selfishness that's necessary for you to achieve your goals. You can't achieve your goals if every single day you go out with your friends because they asked you to come out with them. And you know, you don't want to go, but you're like, you know what, I don't want to be deep. Let me go with my friends. You go out with your friends, but now you're spending money, you're losing money, financial waste. And additionally, you can't go to the gym because you're spending time with these people. You're missing out on the time in the gym. And then you're missing out on your diet because you're going out to these restaurants and eating. That's the trifecta. The Three Musketeers. They're just completely dogging you from all angles. So the whole point is that when you're selfish with your time, nothing will stop you from being able to do all these things. So you need to be not as selfish as possible, but basically, yes, you want to try and do things to the point where you don't just be throwing your time left, right, and center. It's not saying don't help your neighbor. If somebody needs help, sure, help them. But try and avoid helping literally every single person because once you start doing that, then people will take it for granted and now you become the person who helps everybody for free 24/7. So you don't have to give your time to everyone who wants it. Focus on what you need to do. So just focus on the things you need to get done because it's important that you do the things they need to do because if you don't do it, trust me, you'll go through life with regrets. You'll go through life ridiculing people. You'll go through life being a sour Sam. There's so many people that I've seen inside of comments just hating on people and I'm thinking, why are these people so angry? It's because they're working a job. They're working a 9-to-5 job, which they don't want to work, or this work a job that they don't want to work, but they're doing it because they don't want to be selfish and start a business. They don't want to be selfish and prioritize themselves. They're too scared to say to their boss, I'm quitting from today. I want to focus on what I need to do. They're too scared to do it. And they're too scared to do it because they don't want to be selfish. They don't want to do it. A lot of people think being selfish is a negative thing. It's not a negative thing. Self-care is important. When you care about yourself, it is very, very important to do. Because if you don't care about yourself, who will care about you? The only way that people will care about you is if they see you care about yourself. So, become selfish with your time. And finally, leave nothing to regret. You will never regret doing the hard work you needed to do, but you will always regret not doing it. So, self-explanatory once again. Leave nothing to regret. You don't want to get to the stages when you're like 30, 40, 50, where you're like, oh, my back is hurting, I wish I went to the gym. You don't want to get to the stage of 40 and you're like, oh, I wish I started that business. Because enough times with me, for example, on that Tuesday, I didn't want to go to the gym. I was like, you know what, yeah, but let me go to the gym. After I went to the gym, I did not regret going to the gym. I was tired, but I did not regret it. However, if I didn't go to the gym, I would have regretted it on Wednesday. Because I'm like, bro, today's rest day. Why am I going to the gym? Because I didn't go to the gym yesterday. You will never, ever, ever regret doing the hard work. But you will always regret not doing it. Whether it's, for example, like, I'm not going to lie, like, yeah, we're young guys, we want to talk to girls. Whether it's you taking that leap of faith, that confidence, you gas up yourself, you get the confidence, you say, okay, I'm going to go talk to this girl. You go talk to her. You'll regret not doing it. You'll be like, oh, that's the one that got away. Like me, I've had to do that one time. Not even sometime. One time. I've done it one time. I won't lie to you, I've done it one time. I was like, I'm moving gyms. If I don't see this girl again, I'll regret never speaking to her. Cool. Let me go speak to her. Bought her flowers. I went to go speak to her. I don't regret it. But I promise you, if I didn't do it and I left that gym without speaking to her, I would have 100% regretted it. So the whole point is that do the things that you know you may regret and avoid the things that you know that you won't regret. But you will never, ever, ever regret doing the hard work. But you will always regret not doing it. After all these tips, you should be able to become successful in your 20s. Now, the most important part now is you actually do the work. Because just sitting here listening to me talk about it won't change your life. Now, you actually have to implement these things. I hope you took notes throughout this video. I hope it's not just a video you just sat there listening to. No. I hope you actually took notes because if you truly implement these things into your life and you follow this path for the rest of your life, you will see drastic changes in your life. You will see yourself become a whole new person. If you're 13 to 20, you'll become a whole new person. When you are 25, you'll be killing it. You'll be on top of every single person because you built up all these positive habits when you're younger. So, thank you for watching this far into the video. If you've enjoyed this type of video, please like and subscribe or something like that. Go into the description. The link to my communities there, Gold Echelon, where videos like this are basically getting posted all the time. I have a full course there, mindset transformation. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video.